I'm sure you all have walked into your first class of the day already exhausted. You can barely keep your eyes open, can't focus on the lecture, you're relying heavily on your energy drink, and all you can think about is going home. Unfortunately, this is something many students struggle with. As students, it can be very difficult to try and juggle academics, sports, jobs, clubs, and maintaining a social life. And sleep often becomes the first thing we sacrifice just to keep up. But what gets overlooked is just how much that lack of sleep is hurting us, mentally, physically, and emotionally. I became interested in this topic after I started to sleep with my Apple Watch and made a sleep schedule for myself. After sticking to it for over a week, I started to notice how much better I felt now that I was getting the recommended amount of sleep every night. I'm here today to help you improve your overall health and academic performance by making good sleep a priority. As a student myself, I've stayed up late studying for tests or trying to finish assignments, and then been extremely exhausted the next morning. We've all sacrificed sleep to keep up with our responsibilities, but maybe you don't have to. Today, I'm going to show you how sleep deprivation negatively affects students mentally, physically, and emotionally. Then I'll share some realistic solutions you can use to improve your sleep and in turn improve your life. We'll start by looking at how sleep deprivation impacts us as students. First, the mental effects. A study conducted by Mamana Ali Rathore at the National University of Medical Science looked at 356 students and found that 78% struggled with poor sleep quality. She explained that it's reasonable to believe poor academic performance in students is linked to tiredness, low attention levels, and decreased memory and decision-making caused by inadequate sleep. Without enough sleep, students find it difficult to concentrate in class, retain information, and think clearly, all crucial for success in school. Sleeping plays an important role in brain's cognitive function, and sleep deprivation diminishes decision-making and problem-solving skills. And when students don't get enough sleep, it can make it hard to pay attention and remember important information from lessons. These issues then can be reflected in test scores and overall grades. Now let's talk about the physical effects. Victor Segura from the University of Granada found that better sleep quality leads to fewer health complaints and better overall well-being in adolescents. He said improving both sleep duration and quality could lead to improvement in psychological positive health and a decrease in health complaints. An excessive lack of sleep can have a range of physical effects on the body, from making you more prone to having a cold to an increased risk of cardiovascular problems. Good sleep is important in maintaining a healthy immune system and regulating hormones. Deprivation can impact gut health and make it difficult for digestion. Additionally, the most common effect is overall weaknesses. It can reduce strength and endurance, which makes performing in sports and physical activities more difficult. Lastly, let's look at the emotional effects. A survey conducted at Nantung University by Thomas McAlpine found that students who didn't get enough sleep experienced ineffective emotional management, resulting in anxiety and irritability. Sleep deprivation has been shown to be a factor of anxiety, irritability, and depression. Not getting enough sleep, like I mentioned before, impacts hormones, which includes stress hormones, making you feel anxious and overwhelmed. These factors can also lead to irritability, making you feel frustrated and angry over small issues. Having these negative emotional effects for a long period of time can make your daily mood and mental well-being plummet significantly, which eventually leads to depression because of emotional drainage and mood swings. So now that we've seen how bad a lack of sleep can be, let's talk about what we can actually do about it. Okay. First, create a consistent sleep schedule. Alex Malm, a high school student from Minnesota, shared in a study by the Minnesota Sleep Society that just 1 extra hour of sleep changed everything for her. She said it made a world of a difference in her physical and emotional well-being. She was able to wake up on her own, wasn't falling asleep in classes, was in a better mood, and had much more energy for after-school athletics and homework. Having a consistent schedule helps to regulate your body's circadian rhythm, which is like an internal clock that controls when you feel awake or tired. Being consistent with the schedule helps to synchronize your sleep cycle, which conditions your body and makes it easier for you to fall asleep at night. Overall, it makes you sleep easier and allows you to get more quality restfulness. To make a sleep schedule, you can figure out the best time to go to sleep and wake up, and then stick to it daily, which includes weekends. Getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night is the most impactful for getting enough rest. Next, practice good sleep hygiene. According to the Sleep Foundation, Eric Sooney writes that optimizing your sleep schedule, pre-bed routine, and daily habits can make quality sleep feel more automatic. Having good sleep hygiene is also important to ensure you get adequate sleep every night. Some of the ways you can do so is to make it a habit of sticking with your sleep schedule, creating a comfortable environment. Before bed, it's important to not have any caffeine or snacks, and limit using your screens for at least 30 to 60 minutes prior. The blue light emitted from screens disrupts the production of melatonin, which is a hormone that tells your brain when it's time to sleep. Making sure your room is comfortable is also essential to getting good sleep. Keeping the room cool and dark and your bed cozy will help to improve your sleep and energy levels. To wrap things up, let's review what we talked about. We looked at how sleep deprivation affects us mentally, physically, and emotionally. Then we explored 2 key strategies to improve sleep: creating a consistent schedule and practicing good sleep hygiene. Sleep might seem like something you can sacrifice when life gets busy, but it's one of the most important tools you have for success and your well-being. So tonight, instead of staying up late, try to go to bed early, and in the morning, you'll feel much more energy.